All right, Hannah. So you had a little run-in with commie-owned, the Chinese Communist Party indirectly owns it, TikTok this week. Tell us, why did you get censored by TikTok?
I got censored. It's a censorship scandal. Actually, knock on wood, but this is my first and only time ever being censored on social media. And I have to say, it hurt my feelings. It made me mad. I feel it was unjust. And I'm innocent of the crimes I have been accused of, which are violating the community standards / communist standards of TikTok. Here's what I did. I went on Kennedy on Fox Business. I was asked about the new Ministry of Truth, otherwise known as the Disinformation Board the US government is putting into place. What I said was obvious. I said no one was so daft, no matter how far left you are, as to think that the government would tell you the truth. That the last entity that would ever tell you the truth about anything is the government. I reminded people that the government is the one that told us they're weapons of mass destruction. That the government was the one who told us putting a cloth piece of mask across our face for 2 years would keep us safe. The government is the one that actually persecutes whistleblowers and tries to put people in jail when they tell us about their war crimes. This is not the group that's going to be telling you the truth. And I just said that, nobody would really actually think that. Nobody's asking for this. China didn't like that. Because China, like most communist governments, relies on censorship and oppressing viewpoints and hoping that the people are forced to believe whatever the government tells them. They want to shut down all other forms of news, all other forms of communication, so that you only get the government's narrative. And so what I said obviously did not sit well with them. It was also doing very well on TikTok. It had already crossed like 20,000 views within a couple hours, so it was going viral.
And guess what, guys? We're going to let you listen to the exclusively censored content. You can hear it or watch it on YouTube or listen right now. Take a listen.
Well, I think the bottom line is that nobody would be good at this job because no single person is an arbiter of truth or can determine what is true on every single subject. That's why we need open and rigorous debate. That's how truth has been come to for centuries of time. We let people have open discourse. We examine hypotheses. We continue to learn more. I want to find these people. I'm genuinely curious because I can't even imagine people on the left being the staff. I want to find the people who are looking to the U.S. government to tell them what is disinformation or not. These are the people that told us there were weapons of mass destruction. These are the people who told us we needed to wear a cloth mask over our face for 2 years. These are the people who persecute journalists and whistleblowers who do tell us the truth about their war crimes. Come on. This is the last entity that will ever be able to tell you what is truth, what is not, and I don't care where you fall on the political spectrum. You cannot possibly think that any government, but especially the U.S. federal government, is going to be working to make sure you get the truth in any given situation. The fact that this lady is already on record posting ridiculous conspiracy theories like the Steele dossier and the Russia conspiracy theory, it just kind of like chef's kiss, honestly. Like, what did you anticipate? I mean, obviously they were going to pick somebody on the pretty far left to run this thing, and she's already proven she doesn't have very good judgment, so who can be surprised here?
I don't know, Hannah. I think that's pretty dangerous speech right there. I think you're really endangering the community of TikTok with those pretty anodyne milquetoast comments.
That's kind of what made me laugh the most. I'm like, of all the things I've said, this is what gets me censored because it is pretty milquetoast. Like, I'm not even being bombastic in that segment. So it's interesting, but I learned from your experience getting censored last year. I decided not to try to fight it because that ended up getting you shadow banned. Yeah. And so I just took it down, let it go, took it to other platforms and talked about it there, which I think is the best thing we can do. But it's just a reminder, like, this is the direction a lot of people in this country want to move the U.S. in. And this is the end result of it. And that is why we fight to the death at the very, very beginnings of it, when it first starts to happen, when it first starts to seep into our culture and our policies, because this is the ultimate outcome. And if you don't know that, take some time to read history, take some time to look at other countries. It's a formula.